The idea is that there are typical cross sections made through thalamus or above. Okay, so this is going to be one of them. Okay, so if I put it like this, okay, this is what is this? It's black. It's substantia nigra. This thing. It's midbrain. Okay, this is this one. It's mammillary body, so it's somewhere over here. So if I have a structure like this, a large structure, it's probably what?
The thalamus.
Thalamus, so a little bit above, okay? It's 2 centimeters above. This is mammillary body, 2 centimeters above, it's over here. Okay? So it's typical cross section. Okay, first of all, I want here to show on this hemisphere. This is thalamus. Above it, over here, I told you it's a large nucleus, it's
Caudate
nucleus. Okay, so if I make a cross section, so imagine this one is thalamus, and you will have caudate staying anterior, superior, and posterior to the thalamus. Okay, so if I make a cross section, I can encounter what? Head, thalamus, and part of the tail. Okay, if I do it through the thalamus. If I made it above, I will encounter only body. Basically, we don't do cross sections through the body. So you are going to have a typical cross section to the thalamus, meaning anterior to it you will have part of the caudate. Now, this is, as I told you, a typical cross section. Okay, so you will find gray matter, it's obviously darker, white matter is this color. Okay, so this thing is gray matter, it's a nucleus. The other one. Okay, so this is thalamus, which is very large. This is head of the caudate. Okay, it's white matter over here. So you are going to have a structure like this, a V-shaped structure, which is called internal white capsule. Internal white capsule. Internal medullary divides the thalamus. So this is internal white capsule, which separates caudate nucleus, lentiform, which is going to be over here, and thalamus. Okay, the lentiform, it looks like a lens. Okay, it's built by two parts. A darker part which faces laterally, which is called putamen, and the medial part which is lighter in color and is called globus pallidus. Okay, meaning the pale globe. Okay, so you have caudate nucleus, thalamus, internal white capsule. We are going to do internal white capsule. It has an anterior limb, a genome, posterior limb, then a vertical limb and an inferior limb. Okay, basically you can see only anterior, genome and posterior. Okay, and lentiform nucleus. Now, on this cross section, you just have to imagine this part is cross section is made over here.
Right occipital.
I'm going to see over here. The level is on which hold it like this. Okay, to see the pen. So it's
the lateral.
Lateral. So deep inside it's the insula. So this is lateral sulcus and this is insula. Okay, this is the way it looks. So this is brain surface called insula. So it's gray matter. Lentiform, it's gray matter because it's nucleus. In between lentiform and insula, you might find a thin layer of gray matter, somehow like this, which is called claustrum. Okay, so this thin layer of gray matter, it lies exactly inside white matter. So it divides the white matter in between putamen and insula in two parts: external white capsule, claustrum, and extreme white capsule. Okay, so we have internal white capsule, external, lateral to the putamen, then claustrum and extreme white capsule. Okay, frontal pole, occipital pole. Now, you might find, in this case anteriorly you don't, but posteriorly this is, it's white matter coming like this. So posterior to the thalamus we have corpus callosum. So this is
Before.
corpus callosum. You have a hole over here. It's
Lateral ventricle.
lateral ventricle. Okay? Clear? You have something like this. Sometimes you might be supposed to be, if it's like this, might be parietal occipital or calcaneal, depends. This. Okay? And we are done with this cross section. Okay? So basically we don't pass Jerry over there. Only structures inside. These structures, okay, you will find also in the CT scans. Okay? Exactly like this. Okay, you know this, you know those, or opposites. So these are horizontal cross sections. Or we're going to do more. Now, these are going to be frontal. Okay, so the idea is to try to identify the level. Okay, if it's the cross section is made over here, basically you cannot find any of caudate, thalamus, or corpus callosum. Okay, but usually put cross section starting from corpus callosum, from the rostrum or genome to the end. Okay, so it's there over here. Okay. Now I'm going to try to arrange those ones so you can make a pause on the recording.
תעשה לזה סטילס. תעשה לזה סטילס. אני מצלמת, עזוב, זה נורא טוב, פשוט תעשה סטילס. הלך לי הרבה בטוח, אבל...
השאלה אם לצלם עליו, כי את תצלמת מהצד.
אני לא מצלמת מהצד. רואים טוב, אני על זה ממש. כאילו אם אתה רוצה לצלם, אני לא יודעת. כן.
They are from separate brains. Okay, this is typical.
עשיתי גם שיהיה ב-HD. 6. ואז נשלח את זה לקניון. נגיד זה סרטון מיותר, תכף אני אזור. 2,000 יורו.
Okay, so most of those cross sections they do not belong to the same brain. Okay, you will find structures over here. So the idea is that you can roll the cross section. Okay, the idea is that you find in all of them something black over here, which is substantia nigra. On this one you don't, but over here you can find it. Okay, and also I think over here, no, it's deep inside. Now, the idea, if you can notice the black substance or the substantia nigra, for example over here, the cross section is made somehow like this, so midline. Okay, so you can find inferiorly what?
The brainstem.
Brainstem, thalamus, and body of the caudate is over here. You can find corpus callosum, septum pellucidum. I'm going to bring the opposite, and fornix, lateral ventricle, okay, and the rest. So the idea is the following. Let's take this one. Okay, it has substantia nigra. Okay, substantia nigra faces towards in the inside the midbrain. Okay, substantia nigra it's located anteriorly. Okay, so this is anteriorly, this is posterior. Okay, so it's supposed to be somehow like this.
Will we be able to make references like this during the exam, or you're just going to get the piece like it is?
You get the pace line. Okay, but you can roll it, but don't remove the class. Okay, this is the idea. So, this is substantia nigra, meaning this part is midbrain. So above it, it's
Thalamus.
thalamus. Okay, so let's put it like this. So this is thalamus. Above the thalamus, tiny structure. Caudate nucleus, body of the caudate. This is corpus callosum. This is
Lateral ventricle.
ventricle. Okay. Above corpus callosum, you have sulcus of corpus callosum. Above it, this is cingulate gyrus, cingulate sulcus, superior frontal gyrus. Okay, don't forget about insula over here. Okay, now over here is supposed to be, this is thalamus which ends over here. Okay, if you see gray matter over here, it's lentiform. If you don't, like in this case where it's only white matter, means it's internal white capsule. Okay, I told you, if you have cross sections like this, okay, you have caudate, you have thalamus lentiform. The internal white capsule is like this, and like this. Okay, thalamus is over here. So if you make a cross section over here, you might not encounter lentiform, which is over here between these two fingers. Okay, good. So this is internal white capsule, posterior. Don't forget about insula and lateral sulcus. Over here, this part, over here you have the limbic system with the hippocampus. Okay, and then this is hippocampus. We don't have a proper, this. It's like a coil, I don't know. Lamel. Okay, it's like a snail. Okay, or the head of Napoleon. Okay, the white matter structure. So these are structures which we usually tag. Corpus callosum, cingulate gyrus. Okay, lateral ventricle we don't tag because we can't, but we can tag thalamus, caudate. Okay, white matter, insula, okay, hippocampus, or if it's tagged over here, it's parahippocampic gyrus. Okay, good. If I put a structure like this, okay, it's supposed to be more, the substantia nigra is anterior, so this is posterior, it's towards occipital part. Okay, now, you can find what is rest of the thalamus, and these are what do I have on the posterior aspect of the midbrain. Midbrain. Colliculi. Quadrigeminal colliculi. Okay, so this is what is rest. White, internal white capsule. This is lateral sulcus. Basically, you can see on this above lateral sulcus, you can see 1, 2, 3. In this case, there are 4. Okay, basically you can see 1, 2, 3, but this part belongs to the parietal or posterior aspect of the frontal. You can see superior frontal gyrus, middle frontal, and inferior. There are 4. Let's move to this one. Same thing, black thing, substantia nigra, meaning midbrain. Okay, above it, thalamus. Above thalamus and towards lateral, caudate. Hole means lateral ventricle. White matter above the hole, it's corpus callosum. You can find septum, pellucidum, or fornix. Any of them, you're right. Okay, that's good. Above corpus callosum, it's sulcus of corpus callosum. Cingulate gyrus, cingulate sulcus, superior frontal gyrus. Okay, don't forget about insula. Okay, if you find 3 gyri over here, superior frontal, middle frontal, inferior frontal, and you have to be careful over here. If you see lentiform, I think this part is lentiform. Okay, thalamus is only this big. So it might be lentiform and internal white capsule. Okay? If it's lentiform, then these are, I don't know, a few years old. If you can find, we are going to do cross-section through fresh ones, and you will find claustrum. Okay? Basically, it's very hard to tag it. Okay, so it's going to be probably insula. Okay, but don't forget about claustrum, extreme and external white capsules. Okay, done with this cross section. On the opposite, okay, large nucleus, meaning thalamus. Small thing, caudate, body of the caudate, okay? If this is substantia nigra, meaning this, you don't have substantia nigra, so this is posterior part of the midbrain. So again, like this. The structures are basically the same. Corpus callosum, third ventricle, lateral ventricle, falciform, fornix and septum pellucidum. Okay, internal white capsule. Don't forget about insula 1, 2, 3, frontal gyri. Okay, sometimes if we can tag 1, 2, 3, temporal, superior temporal, middle temporal, and inferior temporal.
This is the posterior.
This is superior and lateral, which is convex. The medial is flat, always. Superior and lateral surface is convex, and the inferior one depends on the cross section. Usually, I don't know, flat or a little bit concave. Okay. Done with that. This one. Again, this is brainstem. Okay. The idea is to try to identify which part is anterior and which part is posterior. Okay. Sorry, a blonde here. Coco.
Deci.
It's not curly. It's not yours. Coco's maybe. Okay. This is corpus callosum, lateral ventricle. Okay. The idea is to try to identify which part is anterior, which part is posterior. Try to do it like this. You can try to identify like this. I think its part is. Just a second. Yes, this part is the opposite hemisphere. This part is posterior, and I will explain you why. Over here we don't have lentiform nucleus. Okay, it's quite obvious. Okay, we have fibers going like this. Over here we have lentiform. So this is thalamus for sure. If it's lentiform, it's anterior part. So this is anterior part, posterior part. So on this surface, this is lentiform with putamen and lobus pallidus. This is supposed to be claustrum, external claustrum and extreme. This is insula obviously with the lateral sulcus, okay? And this is supposed to be part of the thalamus and white capsule over here. Caudate nucleus, okay? Same story, superior, middle, inferior frontal gyri, superior, middle, inferior temporal gyri, okay? This structure over here supposed to be, this is the perihypocampic gyrus and this is hippocampus. Okay, and if it's a hole over here, and basically it is, I don't know if anyone has a glove. This is the lateral ventricle has 3 parts, a main part and 3 elongations. Frontal one towards frontal lobe, an occipital one, which is the occipital part. You can put your fingers over here, and an inferior part or temporal. You can insert your finger and you can feel it going deep inside. Okay, so just above hippocampus you have, if it's a hole, it's lateral ventricle. The temporal elongation or the inferior elongation. Okay. Done with the surface. Sorry, corpus callosum, above it, it's sulcus. Cingulate gyrus, cingulate sulcus, superior frontal gyrus. The opposite, we said that this is posterior, okay, so this is lateral ventricle, this is corpus callosum, it's sulcus, cingulate gyrus, cingulate sulcus, frontal gyrus. Same story with 3 frontal gyri, lateral sulcus, again 3 temporal gyri. Over here we have hippocampus, perihypocampic gyrus, and these are fibers with internal white capsule. Done with this cross section.